Hey guys, welcome back. In two of my previous videos, I covered how you can connect to Elastic on cloud and how you can connect to Elastic on localhost with an insecure connection. If you've not seen those videos and if you're interested, you can go back and watch those videos. In this videos, we are going to cover how you can run Elastic and Kibana on localhost with a secure connection. If you watched my previous video, you might remember that I mentioned that from Elastic version 8 and above, by default, the connection comes as a secure connection. That's why when we were earlier playing around with Elastic and Kibana on our local machines using insecure connections, we used a version which was less than 8, 7.17, right? So in this particular video, we are going to see how we can start Elastic and Kibana on localhost as an HTTPS connection and how we can also publish our data from our test framework and connect to it. So let's say if you go to internet and if we search for Elastic, let's click on Elastic, resources, documentation. Let's scroll down, installation and upgrade, installing Elastic, install instructions, run Elasticsearch locally. So let's run these commands to run Elasticsearch locally, and we're going to use image 8.6.1, which is the latest image. And by the way, you might also ask if for localhost you are able to connect to this version with 7.17 without HTTPS, like what is the use case to connect to a secure version. And the use case could be in future, let's say if there are new features which are provided on Elasticsearch, you cannot play around with them with 7.17. So sooner or later you might want to try with the latest versions on a local machine before, let's say, running them on cloud. So if we come back, let's open a terminal, maybe over here itself. Let's go, open a terminal and Docker network create. Let's pull the image, if not there already. I think I already have the image, but let's see. Okay, so I did not have this image, so it's going to pull the image. Okay, we have pulled the image. Now let's run the command to run the container. So what we're saying is Docker run with the name Elasticsearch, network is Elastic, port is 9200 from the host, 9200 of the container, and we're also mapping the port 9300. Discovery type is single node, and we are going to pull this particular image, which is from Docker Elastic Go, Elasticsearch with 8.6.1, right? And maybe even before that, let's see if we have any containers running. Docker container ls all. So we do have 4 containers. So let's say if we can kill these containers, Docker container remove force dollar. Okay, maybe it's because of the terminal thing. So let's see if I open PowerShell. Let me run the same command in PowerShell, and this should work perfectly fine. So let's open PowerShell, clean screen. Okay, so removed all the containers, bring it down, and now let's go back, and now let's run this command. Windows 1. If we do Docker container ls all quiet, there are no containers. So we are going to spin up this container for Elasticsearch. And then we can also in parallel pull image for Kibana. Windows 1, here you can see Elastic is up. Let's pull the image for Kibana. And what you will see is when Elastic is run for the first time, it will publish some login IDs and some keys. So Let's wait for some time. Let's pull an image here. I'm waiting for it to, print out a list of um, username, ID, fingerprints, etc. for secure connection. Yeah, it's already here. So this is what we need. So let's Control C this information. I'm going to paste it in a notepad. So I'm going to open the notepad and pasting this information. And here, as you can see, it says Elasticsearch security features have been automatically configured, authentication is enabled, and cluster connections are encrypted. Password for the Elastic user is this. Fingerprint is this. We will need both of them. And it says configure Kibana to use this cluster using this enrollment token and configure other nodes to join the cluster. Okay, copy the following enrollment token, start an Elasticsearch. Okay, so we have all this information copied in a notepad. Now let's go back and now run a container for Kibana, right? So let's come here and run a container for Kibana. Let's wait for the container to be up. Okay, it says Kibana has not been configured and it asks us to go to this particular location. So if I click on this particular link, oh, it's not yet ready. Oh, this is so weird. So I changed the IP from 00001 to 127.0.0.0.1, which is also the same as localhost. And then it opens Elastic version, which is a little bit weird because, well, this is what it provided to me. And I expected it to open, with this particular code. So it's a little bit weird that it's not opening with 0.0.0.0.0 port, but it's okay. Now we are able to log in. So let's go back to the document. Then it says paste the enrollment token that you copied when starting Elasticsearch, right? So let's go back, and if we open the terminal, copy the enrollment token from here. Do not copy the one for new nodes. So copy the right one, Control C, Windows 2, paste, configure Elastic. So now it's saving settings, starting Elastic, completing the setup. And we can now give the username as Elastic and password as what was provided here, right? So I'll give Elastic, this is the password, and login. So with this, we have our Elastic instance ready, right? Now it contains no data at this moment, which is what we're going to change. So let's go to stack management, index management. At this moment, we've got no indexes created. We'll change that. So the second thing is how we can publish data on Elastic. So for this, we already know that we have Elastic Java client, which is what we're using. And if we click on this, we have to go to getting started. And in getting started, I think it's a part of connecting. In the connecting, if you remember, this was a configuration that we used to connect to localhost HTTP server, which is what you can see here. This is what we did, like this is what we used. And then they have also provided on how to connect to a secure connection. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect using a fingerprint, which is what they mentioned here. If you start an Elastic container, which is created from an image more than 8, then you get all these inputs, and using all these inputs, if you use this section of code, you have to provide the fingerprint, you have to provide the credentials, login and password, and then with the host information, port information, and giving as an HTTPS, you should be able to connect to this particular connection, right? So if I go back, I have already copied this information, the same information over here, and I've just put all the things that were mentioned in this, like as a part of code, as a part of configuration. So let's just go back and look at the values that I have provided as secrets. So let's go to resources and common secrets, and for the secure connection, this is what I have provided. The host is localhost, the port is 9200, login name is Elastic, the password we will copy it from we will copy the password from here. So the password is, so let's copy it from here, Control C. So this is going to be the password. Fingerprint, this is the fingerprint, Control C. And let's keep the index as the same, what we have for everything else, right? With this, if we change the choice from on cloud to, let's say, on localhost secure, these are the three choices that we got available. Now if we publish our results, it should be published on our local secure version, right? So let's run the test. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it was able to publish the results on localhost secure. And now if we go back to index management, if we reload indices, we have got a new index now, right? So if now we go to discover, create data view, and if we copy this, you can see now we are able to do exactly what we have been able to do for other ways of connecting to Elastic. So let's just make it similar to what we had in other places, and then I think we are coming to an end. Status, reason, triggered by, right? So that's it, guys. Like, this was the only thing which was remaining in terms of different modes of connecting to Elastic. So with this, we have covered all the three options: on cloud, how to connect to Elastic on cloud, how to connect to Elastic on localhost secure, and how to connect to Elastic on localhost insecure. So I think with this, we can conclude our Elastic series, and I look forward to see you guys in another video. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.